Just out here farting around in the garage, waiting for Sunday. So I did the air filter mod, the no toil superflow kit, and that got rid of the screen and it went back to this old style knob where it puts pressure all the way down pretty even across the filter. And I'm trying these what are they called, PC Racing pre-filters for the shroud intakes. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'll show you. About the only thing I don't like on these new Yamahas is the OEM style of how the air box set up. So this is OEM cage with a screen. You know, everybody wants to get rid of the screen, but all you have is these tabs that hold your filter down. So what you do is, you know, you put your filter like this, put it down. These tabs are the only thing at the top that puts the pressure down on the whole air filter. And it was okay at first, but what I realized is over time, by the way, I don't know if you guys can see this filter that good. That's one ride. But over time, these are rivets, so they're not screws that loosen up, but over time, the dirt started moving closer and closer to the edge. I didn't pass any dirt through, but it was just getting close. I didn't like that it wasn't seated the way I wanted it, and I'd always be super careful. I'd always make sure that, let me show you, I took off my glove, dang it. But, you know, when I put this on, first of all, you got to finagle it way down there. And I'd always, you know, stick my hands down in here and just, I'd kind of knead it in, make sure it was absolutely perfect. And like I said, I never passed no dirt through, but over time, these rivets just, they weren't cutting it. And so I decided to try the no toil superflow kit, which got rid of this screen, so it's just open. And like I said, it went to, you know, the older style where it's in the what do you call it, this fastener, and it puts pressure evenly around the whole thing, around the whole filter. So, and then I seen another guy's video. Actually, I seen these at one of my races where I seen another Yamaha where the guy had these things sticking out the front. And I'm like, hey, what the heck is that? So I started looking into it, and these are PC Racing pre-filters for your shrouds on the Yamaha. And the guy had a GYTR kit, which is the same thing as the no toil, where it eliminates the screen and it goes, you know, to a center knob like that. But he added these, and he went riding in the dunes. He pulled these out. These were covered in sand. And then he pulled the airbox cover, and there was virtually nothing at all on the main filter. So then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to order some of those, because with these newer Yamaha air boxes, there's some people that say that they stay, the air filter stays cleaner for longer because, you know, the shrouds are up high instead of like the older style where it was, you know, the old filters were back here. And some other people say they get dirtier faster, and I'm the ones that say they get dirty way faster. I mean, usually one ride and you got to change your air filter because it just sucks everything up, especially if you're riding behind somebody. Even if you're behind one person, that's just, it's doing its job. It's, you know, taking in a lot of air, but they definitely get dirty fast. Like I said, I was only behind one or two guys this past weekend, but this was a brand new filter. Zoom in here. And that was riding in absolutely perfect conditions, meaning it rained for 2 days before we hit the trail and we had zero dust. So, and I've actually had filters, brand new filters after one race. They were just completely, they were gone, which is fine. They're doing their job, but just wanted to change it up, get a better filter system, and I'm hoping that these PC Racing pre-filters are going to do the trick to, it's not like it's hard to clean an air filter, but I figure, hey, the less I have to do it, the better. I can, be doing something else. So I bought 2 sets of these, one pair, one on each side. The set was $16, and I bought 2 pairs. And then I won't go get the directions, but per the packaging for these filters, it says you can either run them with your filter oil that you normally use, really light coating, or it says you can run WD-40 or a silicone spray, or you can do them dry. I was gonna try them for the first time dry, but I decided I would just use a little WD-40 because I always have that around, and I was kind of thinking that the filter oil that I normally use, the no-toil, that's super thick and it tacks up real tacky, so they say probably not to use that because it's just, or use a really light coating because, you don't want to clog your shrouds. So I just went with a really super light dusting of WD-40, and you don't do the outside, you only do the part that sticks in your shroud, which is probably about that much. So super light coating. I got before and after photos and videos of the whole process, and I'm not going to ride this bike at all until Sunday. I have a race coming up, and the whole week it's supposed to be upper 80s and race days 90 with, I think, a possibility of rain one day in there. So I'm expecting it to be extremely dusty. So, when I get home, I'm going to document the whole process. I'll take these out, take pictures, do video of them, see what those collected. Also, take off the air filter cover and see what the air filter looks like. But according to other videos I've seen, I got high hopes, so we'll see. Let's see, somebody, how have you been liking the 22 FX Supreme Extreme? I love it. If you're still watching, this is my second FX. I had a 2018 FX before this that I bought right when it hit the floor in 2017, and I loved it so much I bought this 22. I've had this 22 since January, and hard to believe, but they made the bike even better. I have no complaints about this bike at all, other than that stock air filter setup, which I just changed. So anyways, that's it. Just farting around. I've never gone live on the old YouTube, so I figured I'd try it and see what happens. See if anybody jumps on. So for you 3 that are on right now, thank you for joining. If you got a question or comment, leave it. Wyatt Lewis, nice, 5 hours, that's awesome. So I'm up to 43 hours on mine so far. Like I said, I got mine back in January after waiting for like 5-6 months. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love this bike. I mean, I'm not surprised that it was any better than my 18, but I just can't believe how much better they made this thing. And this is my first year racing, and you know, for the people that don't ride Yamahas, you can't really, a lot of them don't listen, but this bike is just so sweet for the hare scramble style racing. So I love it. I guess while I got some people on here, these graphics are newer, which I messed up the number plates on the back. Supreme Extreme, how does it stack up against a 252 stroke in the trails? Really don't ride with too many 252 strokes. I ride with a lot of 300s, and this bike absolutely shreds. If anything, it's just limited by my ability. So, you know, hey, I'm a C rider. I've seen other guys' videos. I subscribe to a few other guys from down south. One of them's an A rider, and he rides a 22 FX, and that guy is like a rocket through the woods. So I really think it just depends. Just depends on your skill level. I'm a C rider. I ride with a lot of guys that have 300s, and I can say, even though this bike is made for hare scrambles / GNCC racing, I go everywhere they go. We've been down south in the rocks, up north in the rocks. You know, it doesn't excel at, like, you know, the hard enduro stuff, but it's just a good all-around bike. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I guess it just depends on your skill level, but if someone's an A or a B rider, they're going to be just as fast on this thing than any other bike, in my opinion. But anyway, so I think since my last race, I added these graphics, decal works. I got Captain 250 FX on the nameplate. 616 is obviously my area code. Got my name here. It's got Enduro Engineering suspension, which is a must. These things are valved really stiff, and definitely too stiff for me out of the box, but now it's sweet. Do I have any plans on hitting Tin Cup? We hit Tin Cup earlier this year. My trail riding has been hit or miss just because I've been racing this year, and actually this Sunday racing starts back up, and I plan on doing, so I've been doing hare scrambles, but I also plan on doing the last 2 sprint enduros, and I'm going to try to get in a regular enduro. So yes, I will be hitting up trails in between whenever I can. Like this past Saturday, we rode Tomahawk B with a pretty good group of guys, and it was awesome. But yeah, first and foremost, I'm a trail rider, but the last half of this year is going to be, there's going to be a lot of racing in there, so my trail riding is just going to be in between weekends of racing, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely hit up Tin Cup again, probably more towards the end of the year. And I just got a brand new Shinko 525 on there. That's got one ride. That one ride was Tomahawk B, and I got tubeless in the back, so gotta say, I'm really surprised at Shinko's. Jason F. How were the conditions at Tomahawk? Well, the conditions at Tomahawk were epic. 2 solid days before we got up there to ride, it rained real heavy, so by the time we rode it, there was not a speck of dust. It was like literally perfect conditions, and there was 8 of us, and there was still 0 dust in the air, so it was perfect. But anyways, as far as the tire goes, I got the Shinko 525 with tubeless on the back, and that actually does amazing in Michigan. I put a Shinko on after I first got this in January, because we went down south where it was all rocky and rooty terrain, and you know, obviously it was a brand new tire, so I rode it when we got home and fell in love with it, so I just put another one on. Shinko does really decent in the Michigan sand, but when you get on any rocky or rooty terrain, it excels, especially with a tubeless. And then I just always stick with a MX-33 in the front. So anyways, but yeah, I just jumped online. First time I've done a live, just seeing how it went, and just showing you guys the mods. So if you guys are interested in seeing how that goes and how the filters look after the race, I'll probably have a video out sometime next week. Yeah, if anybody's got any other questions, otherwise I'm gonna probably end this live, and Sunday can't get here soon enough. Don't mind the garage, guys. The garage is a mess. Let's see, what does that do? Oh. All right, guys, I'm out. Thanks for stopping by.